predicted that when the Messiah, God's Son, would come to earth, he would heal the sick and the blind. Our story begins with Jesus walking along with one of his disciples. Listen to see what happens next.
Money, money, I need money. Jesus, why is this man blind? Did his sin or his parents' sin cause this?
No, he was born blind so that God could make a miracle in his life. Then he and others will believe and follow me.
So Jesus spat on the ground and made mud. Then he put it on the man's eyes.
Go wash your eyes in the pool Siloam.
Praise God, I can see.
Isn't this the guy who was blind and begged for money?
No, it just looks like him.
No, it isn't. See. How can you see? A man named Jesus spit on the ground and made mud. Then he put it on my eyes and told me to wash in the pool of Siloam. And I did what he told me, and I can see. Who is this man named Jesus? How should I know? I went to wash my eyes like he told me to.
Then the townspeople brought the man to the Pharisees, the people in charge of the synagogue. The people brought him to the Pharisees because Jesus had made the mud and opened the man's eyes on the Sabbath. You see, the Pharisees didn't want Jesus doing good works on the Sabbath because they considered it to be good working, and a good Jew wasn't supposed to be working on the Sabbath. However, healing someone on the Sabbath wasn't work at all. It was a blessing for the blind man.
How can you see?
Jesus spit on the ground and made mud, then he put it on my eyes and I washed, and now I see.
Jesus can't be from God because he worked on the Sabbath.
But how can a sinner do such an amazing miracle? So they didn't know what to think, and they argued with one another.
What do you have to say about Jesus?
He was sent from God. He must be a prophet.
The Jews still did not believe that the man had been blind and had received his sight, so they sent for the man's parents.
Oh, cute.
Is this your son? Is this the one you say was born blind? How is it that he can see? He's your son and he's born blind, but how can he see? We don't know.
Ask him. He's old enough to speak for himself. His parents did this because they were afraid of Jews. For already the Jews had decided that anyone who believed that Jesus was the Messiah would be put out of the synagogues.
Tell the truth. We know Jesus is a sinner.
Whether he's a sinner or not, I don't know. If he weren't from God, he could do nothing. One thing I do know, I was blind, but now I see.
The Pharisees got so mad that they threw the man out of the synagogue. But when Jesus heard that they had thrown him out, he went to find him. Do you believe in Messiah, the Son of God?
Who is he?
You're looking at him. It's me.
Lord, I believe. Jesus said, I have come to earth so that the blind will see.
There is something much worse than being physically blind, and that is spiritual blindness. When people are spiritually blind, they do not believe in Jesus or obey him, nor will they go to heaven when they die. But when people trust in Jesus to save them, they are given spiritual eyes to see God's will for their lives. They are able to see and understand things about about the world and about God that others do not see and understand. Psalms 119:18 says, "Open my eyes, let me see the wonderful things in your law." We must ask God to save us and to help us understand His ways more clearly. The good news is God promises spiritual sight to those who ask.
Wow, Bill, do you know what characteristic they were talking about in that skit?
I think I know. Jesus is a great healer. Wow, Pat, we learned a lot about Jesus. Benny, can you put up our sign?
You bet. So Jesus is the great healer, you know. I think we have 6 more people that are going to share a few more words to describe Jesus.
Now that I, your Lord and teacher, have washed your feet, you also should wash one another's feet. John 13:14.
For God so loved the world, He gave His one and only Son, that whoever believes in Him should not perish but have eternal life. John 3:16. I am the gate. Whoever enters through me will be saved. They will go in and go out and find pasture. John 10:9.
I am the Alpha and the Omega, the first and the last, the beginning and the end. Revelation 22:13. I, Jesus, have sent my angel to give a testimony for the churches. I am the root and the offspring of David and the bright morning star. Revelations 22:16. Jesus